What's up, everybody, and welcome to all my newbies. This is Marnicia, the owner of Many Voice Outreach and the host of this podcast, Many Voice. Thanks for tuning in to the place where my words aim to uplift, motivate, and push you right where you are. Yes, even when you don't want to hear it. So don't just listen with your ears, but listen with your heart. Because when I'm helping you, I'm helping me as well. Let's get to it. We've got work to do. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back this week with a new episode. I want to apologize because I missed last week. Unfortunately, the kids were out for spring break, and if you have children or a child, y'all know I couldn't escape them. I couldn't get rid of them. But here I am, and today I'm doing a podcast from my work room. And my son is in his room, and I hope he stay there. If he don't, I'm sorry. I'm gonna apologize in advance because he might just pop up. You know how kids do, and that's my fault because I should have did this earlier. But since I love y'all, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it honest. I was at the food truck. I was hungry, so yeah, I'm here now. I mean, you got me. I'm here. But today's episode it's good, y'all. So since I believe it's good, I just want to tell somebody it's time for you to reintroduce yourself. It's time to reintroduce yourself. Not only to some people, but to yourself. The time is now. It's time. You ain't got to wait. You ain't got to compromise. You ain't got to settle. You don't have to be lost. You don't have to be confused. You don't have to be overwhelmed with your thoughts. It's time to reintroduce yourself. If you were looking for a sign, here's your sign. It's time to reintroduce yourself. And let this moment be that moment for you to just take off, for you to go, for you to do it. Get it done. Don't think on it, because if you do, you won't do it. Reintroduce yourself. There are some people that we've been allowing to be tied to us and remain tied to us because they know who we were. They know who we've presented to them, but they don't truly know us the way that we know us. It's time to reintroduce yourself. Quit sitting back. Stop sitting at home. And when you lay down at night, I wish I can be this person. I'm tired of walking on eggshells. I wish I could let them know this. I wish I could let them know that. I wish I could just let them go, but I don't want to hurt them because I don't want to be the one to have to break their heart. And I don't want to have to be the one to make it in. It's time to reintroduce yourself. If it don't fit, don't force it. That's friendships, relationships, family. It's time to reintroduce yourself. Ain't you tired of laying down at night and not having that peace? Ain't you tired of laying down at night and your mind is just so busy and your spirit is just so consumed? Because you become uncomfortable with the person that you've been presenting to everybody. You're uncomfortable because you're fed up with trying to please everybody. You're uncomfortable because you're sick and tired of trying to make everybody happy. You're uncomfortable because you're tired of putting yourself on a back burner. You're uncomfortable. But it's time to reintroduce yourself. This time, when you introduce yourself, I need you to be the person you desire to be. I need you to do the things that you desire to do. And I need you to just be unapologetically who you are. No more I wish. No more walking on eggshells. No more. Stop thinking about who will accept you. Stop thinking about how they'll feel about what you're doing, what they'll say about what you're doing. Do they think it's good enough, or will they accept you in this aspect of who you want to be? Stop thinking about it. It's time to reintroduce yourself. And when I say reintroduce yourself, I don't even mean in the terms of you have to hit somebody up and say, well, I think I'm going to do this. And I think I'm going to do that. Well, if you see me doing this, if you see me doing that, I just want to give you a heads up. No, I'm not talking about that type of introduction. But I'm talking about the introduction that your actions is going to allow you to be reintroduced. I need you to reintroduce yourself. This time I need you to be stress-free. This time I need you to be worry-free. This time I need you to be at peace. This time I need you to chase down that joy. This time I need you to possess that happiness. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Somebody just needs to hear that enough is enough. You've been tangled in it too long. You've been tied in it too long. You've been wallowing in it too long. You've been wrestling with it too long. Enough is enough. No longer shall you be confused. No longer shall you be upset. No longer shall you be uncomfortable. No longer. No longer shall you compromise who you are. Enough is enough. You know, oftentimes we're always talking about somebody did this to me. They did that to me. They made me feel like this, or they made me feel like that. I just want to tell you, I don't mean to be harsh, but they didn't do anything. You did it to yourself. They didn't tell you to keep talking to me after I done showed you who I am. They didn't tell you to keep accepting me after I done showed you who I am. Yeah, they may have asked, but they didn't tell you. They didn't make you. You have allowed yourself to get tied into something that keeps inflicting pain on you. So you are the cause of that pain. You are the cause of those tears. You are the cause of being uncomfortable. You are the cause of your joy being stolen. You are the cause. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself. Those very things that you no longer like, those very things that make you upset, those very things that make you uncomfortable, those very things that you have forced yourself to do in order to give somebody else happiness that you don't even have within yourself. It's time to reintroduce yourself. I'm not compromising me. I'm not compromising my beliefs. I'm not compromising my standards. It's time for me to reintroduce myself. That person that you're familiar with, that's not me no more. That brokenness that I've been accepting from you, that disrespect that I've been accepting from you, those low apologies that I've been accepting from you, I'm not that person anymore. It's time I reintroduce myself. And this time around, you're going to have to get with it or get lost. This time around, I'm going to stand 10 toes down. This time around, it won't be the person that you're familiar with, but it will be the person that I truly am. I'm sorry that I gave you the wrong impression. I'm sorry that I gave you the wrong idea. I'm sorry that I made you feel like I was going to always be here. I'm sorry that you got a little too comfortable with me, but it's time for me to reintroduce myself. The things that I settled for, I'm not doing this time around. It's time for me to reintroduce myself. I'm sorry if it makes you mad. I'm sorry if you disagree. I'm sorry if you don't like it. But there's always a door that you can walk out of. It's time for me to reintroduce myself. No. I can't put up with it. No. I can't lose me in it. No. I can't become miserable in it. It's time for me to reintroduce myself, because now I understand. You see, back then, the person that you got, the person that you received, I wasn't whole. I wasn't happy. I wasn't complete. I didn't have my right mind. I'm sorry that you got the wrong person. See, now in this season, in this moment, I have evolved. So that same person that you have become familiar with, that same person that you're tied to, she's no longer here. Or he's no longer here. I need to reintroduce myself. This is the new me. This is the whole me. This is the confident me. This is the bold me. I'm reintroducing myself. So if you hear something that you dislike, if you see something that you dislike or you just can't seem to rock with, I need you to exit stage left, because it's time for me to reintroduce myself. Sometimes you just need to sit down. I'm not going to even say sometimes, all the times. You need to sit down and just remind yourself that I'm more than what I have accepted. I'm more than the things that I have settled for. When will you come to that realization? Because talk is cheap when you're only sitting around talking about what you want or who you are or what you will do. You know they say put your money where your mouth is. And I'm going to say put your standards where your mouth is. Put your worth where your mouth is. Don't just speak it. I need you to stand on it. Bet your last on you. Be willing to bet your last on you. Be willing to bet your last on your beliefs. And guarding your peace, guarding your anointing. Be willing to bet your last. See, that last time around that you settled, that last time around that you compromised, hey, let that be their last time that they're able to receive it. Let that be your last time that you're willing to give everything you've given. Some people will suck you dry as long as you allow them to. So it's not what people are doing to you. It's not what people have said to you. It's not how people treat you. It's what you've allowed. It's what you've accepted. A lot of times we never come to the realization that people aren't willing to change when they're comfortable with you staying around. Once again, people aren't willing to change when they're comfortable with you staying around. Okay, so what do that mean? That means that there's a particular person who has become so comfortable with your forgiveness that they don't care what they do to you because they already have the expectation of this forgiveness taking place. At this point, they're a little too comfortable with you. They're a little too comfortable with what you've given. They're a little too comfortable with the you they think they know. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself. I like to tell people all the time, don't get comfortable with me. Don't get too comfortable with me. Because I flip the script real quick. Don't get too comfortable with me. I know I care about you. I know I'm going to treat you with the utmost respect. I'm going to love you. All that. Don't get too comfortable with me. Don't. Because I'll shock you. I tell people all the time, I will shock you. Don't get too comfortable. Because once I come to the realization that you're a little too comfortable with me, you're too comfortable with me being nice, you're too comfortable with me being giving, you're too comfortable with me being loving, it's time for me to cut you off like MLGW. Because, baby, guess what? They going to cut you off. They don't care the situation. They don't care if you got a kid at the house. They don't care if you ain't ate. They don't care if you can't see. They don't care if it's dark. They don't care if it's morning. They don't care if it's night, evening. They don't care. They're going to cut you off. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself. You don't let too much slide. And not even, it's okay to let a little bit slide, but some of us still been let so much slide to the point that we lose ourselves. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself, because guess what? Once you start letting that slide, you gotta let that slide. Once you let that slide, you gotta let that slide. We doing too much sliding now. We ain't at the park. We doing too much sliding. I'm sorry I gave you the wrong impression. It's time for me to reintroduce myself. Look at him, y'all. Look, I just knew he was gonna come. Go in your room. Here I come, okay?
Mom, I have chips.
Okay. I will get you some chips. Go in there.
Okay,
Here I come.
Mommy.
I told y'all. Go in your room. Here I come. So, yo, it's just time you reintroduce yourself. And truth of the matter is, it truly is easier said than done at times. But to the person that keeps saying they tired, to the person that keeps saying they don't want this no more, to the person who feel like they deserve better, to the person that desires better, you will not get it until you take that step. You will not see it until you take that step. You will not receive it until you take that step. If you're tired, act like you're tired. If you deserve better, act like you deserve better. If you want better, act like you want better. I think the ugliest thing we can do is say something out of our mouths and contradict it at the same time. Like, if I was to say, I'm so tired of him cheating on me. I'm tired of him lying. But I keep going to him, even though he's still lying, even though he's still cheating. I'm tired of being disrespected. But I stop talking to one person that disrespect me and talk to another that disrespect me. I'm tired of being hit on. But since it's a new face that's putting their hands on me, I'm okay with it. That's a contradiction. You're going to accept the hits or you're not. You're going to accept the lies or you're not. You're going to accept the cheating or you're not. You're going to accept the disrespect or you're not. It don't matter who it's coming from. Because when you love you on the level that this is the guideline that every person has to abide by. Nobody gets a pass when it comes down to you. You don't get a pass. That doesn't make sense. So I need you to reintroduce yourself. Even if you have to get off of this after you finish watching this, if you have to get down to the point where you're sitting down and you're saying to yourself, okay, I feel like I deserve this. Matter of fact, some of y'all need pen and paper. Sit down and write some things to yourself. This is what I'm tired of settling for. This is what I want. And after you write the list, after you state those things, ask yourself, what would take me from here to here? What will take me from selling to receiving? If I stop being lenient, then it'll cancel out a lot of the things I've had to settle for. If I stop compromising, it'll cancel out a lot of things that I've had to settle for. If I stop being so forgiving, it'll cancel out a lot of things that I've had to settle for. If I no longer be naive, it'll cancel out a lot of things that I had to settle for. If I stop putting my own self on the back burner, it'll cancel out a lot of things that I had to settle for. If I stop putting people before me, it'll cancel out a lot of things that I had to settle for. There's a solution. And the solution is not hard. Because it is time for you to reintroduce yourself. And this time around, ask yourself, who would I be? Who will you be this time around? Because I know it gotta be hard to be one person and lay down at night and wish you was somebody else. Or lay down at night and have so many complaints. It has to be overwhelming. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself. And this time around, run from every red flag you feel necessary. That goes for anybody. Because once you've made up in your mind what you deserve, what you will and will not settle for, what you're willing to compromise for, what you deserve, what you feel like you're worth, that goes for everybody. No more VIP passes. You don't get a pass. Because guess what? They wouldn't give you a pass. So it's time for you to reintroduce yourself. Stop waiting for people to validate you. Stop waiting for people to clap for you. Stop waiting for people to approve you. Stop waiting for people to give you the permission. This is your sign to reintroduce yourself. This is your sign to be whole. This is your sign to be happy. This is your sign to have joy. This is your sign to have peace. This is your sign to accept being okay with being misunderstood. This is your sign to be okay with being a loner, an outsider. It's something special about those of us who do not fit in with the in crowd. It's something special about us who do not fit in with the in crowd. We're set apart for a set time. And for such a time as this, it's time for us to reintroduce ourselves. Stop being concerned with what people know about you, what they've seen you do, what they've seen you say. It's time to reintroduce yourself. And a lot of times we struggle because we don't forgive ourselves. So, forgive yourself for the pain that you've inflicted on you. Forgive yourself for the things you've accepted and the things you've allowed. Forgive yourself. Once you've forgiven yourself, it's time for you to embrace the you that God desires for you to be. Embrace the you that's going to be bold, courageous, and possess integrity. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself. And this time, don't be willing to compromise or lose that person for nothing or nobody. It's easy to lose you, but it's so hard to get you back. Once again, it's easy to lose you, but it's so hard to get you back. And trust me, I understand. Because I had to fight to get myself back. And that fight can last who knows how long. So are you willing to give you up? To go in a ring and fight yourself? A lot of confusion comes with losing you. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you like. You don't know what you desire. Like, you just don't know. You're just a big ball of confusion, a walking ball of confusion with legs and arms. Like, it's not worth it. You can't lose you. Because it's easy to do so. But it's hard to get you back. And I'm telling you, nobody is worth their price. Nobody is worth their sacrifice. You're not going to sacrifice yourself to please somebody else. Anytime you feel okay with bringing somebody else more joy than what you possess, with bringing somebody else more happiness than what you have, with bringing somebody else more peace that you can even understand, it's a problem. It's a problem. Don't let people suck you dry. Stand on your beliefs. Stand on what you feel you're worth. Stand on your desire. Stand on it. Stand on it. It's time for you to reintroduce yourself. And since I'm already here, I may as well tell you that it's nice to meet you. You look good. Nice to meet you. And I pray and hope that this time you won't let anybody get in the way of who God has designed you to be. And until next time, nice to meet you and have a great day.